What's been up, gamers? This is Andy here from We're All Around Gaming, and today I have a special treat, something I've never done, a review. I'm going to be reviewing the Wii U, as you can tell by the title. So, I decided to give my opinions on the new Nintendo console. I've had it for a little bit, and I think I can finally give an honest opinion that is educated and can inform people well enough to decide that if they want to buy it or not. So let's get started with the contents of the box. Obviously, there is the console and all the cords and the stuff, but there's a little surprise in there. There's no AV cables, and if you don't know what those are, it's a red, yellow, and white ones that go into your TV. It only comes with the HDMI cable, and it's the first console to come with the HDMI cables. Now, if you're like me, then you don't have an HTV yet, HD TV, and you still have to use AV cables. Luckily, the Wii's AV cables still work, but there's still a problem. No matter how much ratio sizing you do, or aspect ratio sizing you do on your TV, a part of the image will always be cut off on the TV if you do not use the HDMI. And I don't know if Nintendo's working on that, but you'll see that later when I show some gameplay. It also comes with the gamepad and the AC charger and a sensor. Now, if you get the deluxe version like me, you'll get the stands, and it will come with Nintendo Land. It is relatively easy to unbox. Now let's move on to the hardware. Since I got the deluxe version, mine is a gorgeous glimmering black. The hardware is absolutely beautiful. Now, I'm not sure about the actual specs inside the console, but I have heard that it has a better GPU than the PS3 and the Xbox 360, and the GPU is the graphics processing unit, which basically processes the graphics. Now, I do know one thing about the hardware, and is the basic version comes with an internal 8GB hard drive, and the deluxe comes with a 32GB hard drive. 8GB is not nearly enough. I believe that the first update that you get when you open the console is 5GB. That's what I've heard from gamers. And that will take up 5GB of your hard drive, and that's just 3 left. You can't download any games from the eShop because a lot of the games are really big. So you need to get an external hard drive if you're going to get the basic version. If you get the deluxe version, then you're probably going to be good for a while, but you're eventually going to need to get an external hard drive. Let's move on to the software. It comes preloaded with Netflix, YouTube, and the Hulu apps, but there's a catch. You have to install them before you can use it. It also comes with an internet browser, which you do not have to install before you use it. Now, there's a new feature called the Nintendo Network, which is basically like the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. You get your own username and an avatar, also known as a Mii. Now, my favorite part of the software is the Miiverse, which is basically a giant forum, and each game gets a community, as Nintendo calls them. You can enter community and see posts from other users. Don't worry though, it is strictly moderated and there's no spoilers, and if you do put a spoiler, you have to put a little tag on it. The community is also extremely nice, but it tends to be mature gamers who get the console before Christmas, so after Christmas there's probably going to be a bunch of little kids on there, so I can't comment on that. There's some cons in the software, for example. I noticed it takes like 20 seconds to start a game. That is ridiculous and unacceptable. It also takes like 30 seconds to enter the settings page. Other than that, Nintendo did a superb job on the software. But there's another thing that I don't like. On the internet browser, it does not support Flash, so you can't watch like videos and stuff on websites. You can watch YouTube videos without the Flash, but you can't go to like sites like IGN and stuff. But other than that, good job, Nintendo. Now let's talk about the actual gamepad itself. Now, when I first pulled it out of the box, I was absolutely flabbergasted at how light it was. I expected it to be a couple pounds, maybe about 2.5 pounds, probably about 1.5 kilograms if you live in Europe. It actually weighs a little bit over a pound and probably half of a kilogram. I'm not a metric systems expert, but that's just my educated guess. And it does not feel flimsy or cheap at all. Now, I have a feeling small children are going to have a problem grasping the controller because it is pretty large, but they'll grow into it. You'll get used to it. Now, the screen graphics are beautiful. I think it is in full in HD, but I am not sure. Another surprising thing was the sound from the gamepad. I thought it was going to be crappy like the Nintendo DS, but surprisingly, it is amazing. It has surround sound. For example, in New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, a ship was flying from the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen, and it felt like the sound was moving as the ship was moving. That was really cool. Now, there is a cost, though, for having such amazing visuals and audio. A horrible battery life. It lasts about 2 to 3 hours, usually 2 if you blast the sound and play full brightness like I do. Other than that, I love it. But Nintendo decided to make it like the back of the Nintendo DS Lite. That's what it feels like. And we all know what that does. It's a fingerprint machine. It leaves a lot of fingerprints, but other than that, the gamepad is amazing, and it seems like it's going to be difficult to use, but it's not at all. Let's talk about the games. So far, I have Nintendo Land and New Super Mario Bros. Wii U. Let's talk about Nintendo Land first. Now, I like Nintendo Land, but it just leaves so much to be desired. There are a lot of fun games, 12 to be exact, but the really fun ones require multiple players, like Mario Chase and Zelda Battle Quest. And in today's world, it is really difficult to get friends around a TV screen. Now, as you may have guessed, it lacks an online feature, which is a total letdown. I couldn't believe it when I read that. Now, my favorite single-player game was the Captain Falcon Racer. I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was racing. I also got New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I've completed the first world so far, and I love it. The controls take about 2 minutes to get used to, but once you get the hang of it, it is fun. I like it. It looks gorgeous. I love the new power-ups, and it adds so many new mechanics with the power-ups. If you're going to buy a Wii U, Super Mario Bros. Wii U is a must-have. So, in conclusion, I really like it, and I would suggest getting the basic version if you're not interested in Nintendo Land. If you have a bunch of friends who come over a lot, or a brother or a sister or a family that likes to play video games, I would suggest getting Nintendo Land. But if you're just playing by yourself, if you just want to be a gamer, I would suggest buying the basic version with New Super Mario Bros. U and a hard drive. I suggest going out and getting one, though. They're awesome. If you can find one. Now, I'm going to get Black Ops soon, Black Ops 2, and I'll probably be posting some gameplay. So if you like this review, please remember to leave a big thumbs up and subscribe if you really liked it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, deuces.